this video, I'm going on an epic adventure to fight the Elder. This is actually terrifying in hardcore mode, and I'll be in some serious danger along the way. Oh boy, whoa. And closer to home too. He's right there, yeah, exit. But first, let's pick up where we left the last episode. As you can see, I'm not quite ready for a boss fight just yet. I've been enjoying my quiet life as a simple Viking in my comfortable, resourceful, safe base. In fact, we're now even more comfortable than ever because I've added a maypole. I've also built myself an area where I can brew potions to help my survival. We now have 3 fermenters in total and a small storage area for the meads that we'll make. And if you're wondering how I make the text on the signs white, there's no mods or anything like that. You just need to add this before your text. And I've even made an area where I can enjoy mead of a rather more tasty nature. Many carrots have grown and been farmed, and I've also relieved many boar of the inconvenience of being alive. However, something over the horizon calls to me, and it's a call that I must heed. It's the Elder. Valheim's second boss lies asleep, and I desire to awaken and slay him in today's episode. As always in hardcore mode, preparation is a must. Whilst training for my upcoming fight, a thought occurred to me: the swamp biome. You see, whilst it's fraught with danger, there are 2 hugely desirable reasons to go there. Number 1 is iron. We can find this without the need to enter the crypts by using our stag breaker and hitting the ground until we get this message. Then we simply mine down here and voila, we have iron. Even just a little bit of iron would be incredibly helpful for all of our future explorations and of course the Elder fights. The second thing is food. We can of course get sausages, and if we're a bit lucky, we can find turnips. Now this would help us immensely in our explorations and in defeating the Elder, and we may be able to get these things without needing to venture too far into the swamp biome. So it's time to load up our boat and venture into the vast and daunting ocean. I'll take materials with me to make a portal with a spare portal ready here at my base. This is helpful in general, but especially if we get lost. I'm also going to take a ton of arrows and my best food and armor that I've actually upgraded now to the max level that I currently can. But before I can set sail and head off into the ocean, I need a bearing, and for that I need to know where the Elder boss is located. And that is why I'm here. So I've explored this chamber before, and we have this right here, which obviously shows you the Elder location, usually by showing a little icon on the map. We don't have a map, but something does happen. So if I press E here, just watch what my character does. Okay, so slowly the camera goes around, and okay, there we can go. We can see right here the location that the Elder's going to be in. So right now, if I press 3, I can get my hammer, and I right click it, and I can get like a build piece over here. I think maybe this one is a good idea. Then it will come off the floor a little bit as well. And what we can do is just rotate it around like this until it lines up, so it'd be like that. Is pretty good, right? Maybe not perfect, maybe slightly to the right of that, but it's about in this location. Now what I can do is if I put my hammer away, when I bring it back out again, it'll still be in that location. And if I need to use my weapons in the meantime, do some fighting on my way home or something like that, it doesn't matter. Next time I get my hammer out, the block is still pointing in the exact same direction. And once we're back outside of the burial chamber, of course this will still work. So let's get the hammer out and we can see, okay, it's roughly this way, which actually isn't ideal because it's kind of on the complete opposite side to what my port is. My port faces out of this ocean here, but we need to head kind of off that way. Now obviously this isn't perfect, but it's certainly a lot better than nothing. So back at our port, I can place this down somewhere, and I know that's going to be the rough direction to the Elder, so let's just place it down there. Now if I go and do some other things, I can come back and just match a build piece up with this. I know that's the Elder location direction. I think the only way around this is for me to sail kind of around this island and then go that way. It's probably the fastest way rather than taking all these materials and walking them across the whole island and then building like a new dock area. So that'll be our plan when we head off, but it's not going to be easy, so do wish me luck with this voyage. One of the most important things is I want to make sure my boat is as repaired as possible, and good job we did that because my goodness, it took a bit of a battering in the storm. Now let's see if we can get out of our difficult dock area here, and I think I'm destroying my boat as I do this. Oh my goodness. Right, am I still in range? Can I repair this? No? Okay, well then we just have to make the best. Alright, let's go. So as it's getting quite dark, I'm going to go ahead and dock up here and portal back to my base so I can sleep through the night, as serpents are a bit more common, and also obviously we can't really see where we're going. Now there are a few grey dwarfs around here, so I'm going to take care of those first, as I don't want to have to deal with these when I come back. But other than that, it should be pretty safe here. It's also an opportunity for me to check out my build piece. So now when I place this down, we can see it's actually facing in this direction. So I think now we're around the other side of the island, which would sort of make sense because there's a big mountain that I went by, and I saw a mountain when I was exploring my Black Forest earlier. Today is by far the scariest thing I've had to do yet in this hardcore world. You see, sailing around the landmass was one thing because we could quickly come back to the landmass if we got into any trouble, but right now, as you can see from this directional heading, we have to head straight out into the ocean. Now, once again, before I set off, I'm going to make sure that everything's in the right orientation for when we find land again. Then we can go ahead and destroy everything around here and take these resources with us. So now that I feel I have my bearing, I need to try and just stay straight, which is difficult in itself with wind changing direction and the ocean in general. It'll be much more difficult if we do run into a serpent, because obviously we might need to change course rather quickly. So yeah, terrifying moment here, guys. Let's see how this goes. We've got a Leviathan here, and as you can see, we're actually really close to where we just set off. And there we go. We got all the new recipes and materials there from our first bit of kiting. So nice little progression in the game at this stage. He's rumbling, so we want to start getting back. And we got 37 kiting from that guy, so that's pretty good. Oh, please don't sink my boat though. My goodness, that was quite the rock right there. Now, as we're currently in stormy weather and that other Leviathan's a bit further away, and we also did get enough kiting off the first one, to be honest, I am actually going to head back. I'm obviously playing quite cautiously. I think hardcore mode kind of dictates that, so I'm going to just make the safe decision here and take this home. So the exciting thing about the kiting really is that I can make the Abyssal Razor. The Harpoon is also good, but I'm pretty excited about the Razor, and let me tell you why. The excitement comes because the front of my gate is currently a bit destroyed because earlier this happened. Now, trolls are spawning out here all the time, and the reason for that is there is a troll cave nearby that I have not yet entered and conquered. So the idea is this: we sneak in with our knife equipped, and we go ahead and do the surprise attack like that on the troll, which should do massive damage as we are sneaking. After that, we quickly give him a lot of hits with the knife until he dies, and hopefully doesn't even get a chance to attack us. So that's the general plan. Let's see what we can eat before we go in. I think that's pretty much us full, and yeah, fear aside, let's go and sneak and go into the cave. Okay, this is genuinely terrifying. I'm not actually sure if anybody's home. Okay, somebody's definitely home, and he's looking this way, which is not great. Also, he's got that big club thing, which could probably kill me in one go. I'm sort of rethinking this a little bit. Oh, he saw us! Oh, no! Oh my god! Oh, god! Oh, wow, he took a swing. Oh, okay. Right. Well, yeah. That didn't work. I'm officially not trying that again for a very long time. I believe I'm right in saying that if we leave it quite a while and then we go back in, he should be right back at the back of the cave. I think that happens. But let's get back to our ocean adventures. Alright guys, as you can see here, there is a swamp biome, and I don't ideally want to land in a swamp biome. We are going to consider going to the swamp and getting some iron and stuff, but I don't want to land in it. And then on the right of me here is a plains. So yeah, this is really not ideal all round. Oh no, I'm in plains. Okay, that means Descutors could technically spawn here, and then I definitely die. Alright, we need to get away from here. Let's go this way. Okay, I really wasn't expecting that. I thought I was far enough away from it, but see, they come out into the ocean further than you think sometimes. I'm probably worrying a bit unduly, but still, that is actually quite scary. The other issue I've got right now is if a serpent comes, there's no real land I can head to. The only land masses I can see are swamp and plains. I guess I would head to the swamp potentially if I needed to, but it's really not ideal. And it's at this moment I'm wondering why on earth I forgot to bring my meads with me. I made all those mead up, they're at home, so next time I portal home I have to pick them up, but why, oh why did I forget them? Okay, what is that beyond the swamp? Is that another plains or is that meadows? It's kind of hard to tell for a second. Please be a meadows. No, it's just plains, right? That looks like plains. That's all plains trees. No, maybe it is meadows. Hang on, maybe it's meadows. This is a lot of trees here. This could be meadows. If that is a meadows biome, truly I'm in Odin's favor, right? The wind has blown me straight to it, away from the swamp and plains. Like, yeah, this is a really good sign. I have never been so pleased to see meadows in my entire life. Seriously, this has just been actually intense. I think it's probably hard to show it on camera quite so much as when you're immersed in playing the game like I am. But hopefully, if you guys have played a bit of Valheim, you'd understand when you really don't want to die. I'm really enjoying the series, like making it, and you guys have been great with the support and stuff, and I want it to keep going, so I was a bit scared about that. We're safely at the meadows biome. I've smashed my boat up, as you can see, got things stored here, and got my bearing ready to go again. The bad news is that this bearing does point right through the swamp biome we just came by, I believe. Now, that's not too bad though, because we're on land, so we can maybe walk around it. Here we are, guys, a new Black Forest biome, and we're hoping to get really lucky and just sort of bump into the Elder Spawn location, but if not, and we can find some burial chambers and get a new bearing, that would be absolutely amazing. And I see a burial chamber already, guys, just down here, so So that's pretty awesome. We're going to have one to explore straight away. Before I go in, I just want to place down my current bearing for the Elder, and then if we do get a new one, we can compare it and see how it compares. Guys, I think we got really lucky. I think, yes, the Elder location is here and some more certain cores. Now, I'm not worried about this other loot for now. I can always come back and loot these places later, but I really want to get this bearing, so let's get ready to do that. So I've got my thing ready here to go. Now let's go ahead and press E and just wait and see what happens. Sort of that way, isn't it? And then maybe a little bit left of that. Right, let's get out of this place right now and check that against our current bearing. I think it's probably going to be wrong, but let's see how we did. Okay, back outside. Here was our current bearing, and yeah, you could say we were heading in a slightly wrong location there. That's quite a long way off. No idea how I got it that wrong, but let's keep the bearing like this. I guess going across the ocean really just was difficult, and yeah, but now at least we have the new one. Before following the new bearing, I decided to portal home and have another go at the troll while we're back there. I know this is a bit dangerous, but I think if we go in and he's right there, we should be able to get out before he hits us. So let's get into sneak mode and see what we can do here. Okay, he wasn't right inside the door. He's going to be round this corner, I think. Yeah, so he is round there. The problem is he keeps facing this way, and we need to kind of sneak up on him, and obviously at the moment he can see us. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. We're going to sneak up from behind here and hope that this works. Oh my goodness, I've never been so scared of Valheim in all my life. Whoa. Okay. That did nowhere near as much damage as what I thought it would do. Look how much life he's got left. Okay, let's go. Okay, that barely hurt him, to be honest. I thought the knife was actually going to do like a lot of damage. It didn't. It basically did nothing. Now, I'm not sure if he'll heal up his health or not. If we go away for a while and then come back, he might still be damaged when we go in. Not sure if that's how it works, but, you know, if it is, then we can potentially do it that way and kill him that way. So let's leave him for a while, and we'll come back to that and see what happens. So it looks like we're going to have to go sailing again, as the location seems to be pointing me in this direction. Before we do that, though, let's head home and sleep and repair everything and then head off. Now that I'm back, I can go ahead and pick up a couple of each type of mead, so that if we do need them while we're out and about, at least we have them. So with our new bearing, once again, we're going to set sail from this new location and hopefully run into another Black Forest biome and then find the Elder. A good little tip, guys. I think I lost my location bearing when I was going across the ocean, but if you use a boat as your location bearing, it's a bit easier. So you can see here, if I get my hammer out, I've got another carve here ready to place, and it's pointing in the same direction, so I know that I need to keep my boat facing in that direction. So I think that's going to be a pretty useful way of me keeping track of where I'm going whilst going across the ocean. I have a sneaking suspicion that the landmass I'm approaching might be the island that I actually started on, so the Elder location might be in a Black Forest that's actually on my starter island. See, I sailed around the whole thing and then set off, and then when I found a new bearing, it sent me back this way, so I'm pretty sure that's the case. If it is, that's obviously pretty awesome. It was a bit of a wasted ocean trip, but maybe we are closing in on this right now. But what I decided to do was explore my spawn island, sticking mostly to the coastline to help myself not get lost. And after doing this for quite a while, I didn't find the Elder just yet, but I did find a swamp biome. So having explored my island for ages, it's actually huge. It's way bigger than I thought. But here we are, guys. We're going to have our first Draga fight, and we're going to get the drop on him right here, I hope. So there we go. We should get a good hit. And look at that. We almost killed him in one shot. There you go. 2 hits, and that first Draga's down, and we get our first entrails. Woo! Now, we've also got some leeches here, so we can go ahead and have a bit of a go at them as well. Just want to make sure we don't get poisoned. I really should make some poison mead, actually. But there we go. We picked up some of the drops there, the blood bags, and we got all of the new items unlocked from them as well. Things were getting a bit scary over in the swamp, and again, surviving is the #1 priority. So what I've done is just set up a little safe portal area right here, where I'm going to go home right now, and I'm going to make some poison resistance meads before we come back. Check it out, guys. We have turnip seeds. I'm actually so pleased about this. Let's go ahead and pick those up, and boom, we have them. This is really good because it's not just about the turnips, which are going to be super useful, but also it will unlock the spice rack once we farm them and actually pick up some turnip. Now, the spice rack will of course allow us to upgrade the cauldron, and then we can actually use the entrails that we've been getting to make the sausages, because without that we wouldn't... Oh, geez, there's a blob behind me. Hey. Yeah, as I was saying, without the turnips, we wouldn't be able to make the spice rack and sausages. So that's actually really cool, and really happy I found those. Been looking for them for quite a while now. So I'm going to go back to plant these turnip seeds right now, and also while we're back there, let's name the boar. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough boar right now for all of your suggestions, but perhaps this is something we'll add to over the series. So for now, we've got Boris Johnson, and I ran out of space, but that's how we can spell that right there. We got Pork Chop, Miss Piggy, and over here we have Gorgeous. That was the best looking of the bunch, of course. We got a few of the babies running around right now, though, so perhaps we'll name a few more in the next episode, or just like an ongoing thing throughout the series. I then spent hours and hours and hours just trying to find iron in the swamp biome. It became something of like a personal mission rather than something that was actually an efficient way of spending my time. Okay, guys, I'm actually pretty excited because when I hit the ground right here, you'll see we've got a 0 coming up, and I think we're far enough away from other objects that 0 could well be iron. Of course, there's only one way to find out, so we are going to dig down here, but if we're about to get our first iron, that is absolutely awesome. Yes, there it is, guys. Muddy scrap pile. Oh my god, I've been looking for this for so long. And there we go, scrap iron. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to get this. I really do not recommend this method, guys. I've been doing this for hours and hours, and to be completely honest, if I wasn't making a video, I would not have stuck this out. Like, literally part of the reason I wanted wanted to do this was to see how difficult it would actually be, because I've never done it before, and then give you guys feedback on that. The Elder isn't really that difficult, certainly not difficult enough to warrant this method. It's been absolute hours and hours and hours. Probably delayed my video by like at least a day or two with me trying to find this. So all up, you'll see here, guys, we managed to get 9 of these scrap iron from that pile. And again, the time it took probably isn't worth it, but now that we do have it, it will definitely help us in our adventures and of course the Elder fight. Now the only downside is we can't now portal home. We do have to get our boat materials back here and sail back round to our home, but that's not the end of the world. So I just went home, did a little bit of farming, and then came back to the troll cave again. We're going to see if he's like moved and if we can sneak back in at him, or if he's going to be right inside the door. No, if he is, we just have to come straight back out and we should be okay. Yeah, he's right there. He's right there. Yeah, exit, 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 exit. Oh, okay, that's terrifying. Yeah, that sucks. You know what? Maybe we can live as neighbors. Maybe I can leave him here, and yeah, he's a pretty good guy actually. I think I've been a bit harsh on trolls. You know, I think he deserves to stay there. Well, that took quite a while, but we have now finally got our iron just about home. You see here, it's in the little hold right there. I guess we can take that out now and get off the boat. I don't know why I put it in there actually. I could have just kept that in my inventory, but hey, we're home with it now and we can start processing it. So it's pretty exciting. How good am I at parking this boat? Let's find out together. This looks pretty good. I know I'm jinxing myself right now, but I think I've got this one. Oh yeah, there we go. Like a glove. Now we can pick up our first iron and unlock all the recipes that come with that. Pretty exciting development in Valheim. Getting iron feels like quite a significant step forwards every time I get to that point in my game. I thought long and hard about what I was going to spend my 9 iron on, and I've decided that the banded shield is probably my best bet. So let's go ahead and choose a nice style for that. Let's go red and black and craft that up. So the reason that I thought this is probably my best bet is because it has the biggest chance of keeping me alive, which in hardcore is probably always going to be the primary goal. Also, I obviously only had 9 iron, so it wasn't enough to do too much with, like in terms of making up like armor or anything like that, or even like a sword or something. So I only had limited options because I'm really not going to go back to the swamp and try and find any more iron after how long it took me to do the first way. We're going to defeat the Elder first and do it that way. All right, guys, we got ourselves a serpent. I'm out here looking for the Elder's location, and I see a serpent over there, and we are going to try to fight it. Let's go. Let's see what we can do to him here. All right, first shot did a lot of damage. That's pretty good. We can get a good few hits on him here. Yeah, you just stay there and roar. That's fine, mate, because while you're doing that, we can go ahead and shoot you. But he's not very happy at all. Right, he's coming for the boat now. So he's about to do the first hit. Obviously, it does take a few hits though before. Oh my goodness, that is still terrifying. Oh, my boat. Oh boy. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my god, what happened there? Oh, the boat was like flipping up, and then I swear I took a load of damage because of that. That's never happened to me before. I swear that's like never happened in all my times fighting serpents. All right, now he's doing quite a lot of damage, and I'm really quite scared, but he is low. Look how low he is. I think we can do this just about in time. Oh my goodness. Okay. So got good stamina. I made sure to eat food just before this fight, which was kind of handy. Oh, every time he hits, it's like so scary. All right. We just have to hit him once more. Once more, he dies. Yes, he's dead. Oh, is that a trophy? I think that's a trophy. All right, just gonna go ahead and make sure my stamina's full. Maybe we should get the boat a little bit closer as well, actually. I mean, the serpent's died now. There shouldn't be another one round. Let's get this nice and close. All right, so the boat's coming around here. Let's just go ahead and jump in, get all this lovely serpent meat. Okay, so back on the boat, you can see here, guys, we managed to get 7 serpent meat. So that's pretty good. And there was no trophy, and obviously the scales unfortunately sink. So if you kill them in the ocean, it's hard to get them, but still not bad at all. And we survived the battle. As for our boat, it's pretty injured, as you can see right here. I definitely wouldn't want to fight another serpent. So we're gonna go ahead and go home and then search for the Elder once more. When we first got our bearing for the Elder, we placed it down here, and I said about how it was a bit unfortunate because it points right back across our island rather than pointing out to the ocean. And so what I did was I sailed around the island, and to be honest, I thought my starter island would be a lot smaller because usually in Valheim they are, but this starter island actually seems like it's huge. And because of this, a thought occurred to me: what if the Elder is actually on our starter island? I mean, that can happen. It's not overly likely, but it could be the case. So what I'm going to do now is get as much stamina together as I can, get my rested buff, all that sort of stuff, and I'm just going to head off. I've got the bearing ready to go. We're just going to run off rather than sailing out and trying to sail around and stuff. We're just going to run across the island and see if we find the Elder. Now, I know for a fact that there is a black forest biome that's on the other side of the island, because when I sailed around it, there was a black forest biome there, and that is obviously different to the one that we're in right now. From my explorations of this black forest, I know there's a mountain biome in the way, so we might have to go around that, but I definitely think this is worth a shot to try and find the Elder location. Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen a more beautiful sight in Valheim. I have spent so much time searching for this spawn location in this episode, through sailing off all different biomes and running around and stuff. It has taken hours and hours and hours. We have it, guys. We have the Elder boss spawn location, so we can spawn the Elder and fight him in this episode. Now, the only downside I can see is just up here, guys, there's a mountain biome, and I don't want to get too close to it in case a wolf runs out at me. That being said, there's plenty of black forest in the other direction, so we can lure the Elder down this way and fight him down here. But guys, I'm so pleased we actually found this. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I cleared a spawner out just up that way a little bit before we actually found this, and I can see another spawn down here, so I'm going to clear this one out. I just don't want these things interacting with us during the fight, because obviously it's going to be difficult enough as it is without having the grey dwarfs coming and attacking us at the same time. So let's go ahead and clear these out. And it's quite a flat area here, and we're still near where the elder boss is going to be, so I'm actually going to make a little area down here where we can teleport back home and that sort of thing. I want to get started with my preparation for the elder fight, but right now we just have to sit here and wait for the turnips to grow. So yeah, this is me sitting here waiting for crops to grow. Does this annoy anyone else in Valheim, or is it just me? All my preparation is now done. I'm just going to walk you through my loadout here for the Elder fight. In terms of attacking, I'm going to be using the bow almost exclusively, maybe entirely exclusively, because I don't plan on getting too close to the Elder, as that's when things can go really wrong. You see I've got a ton of fire arrows. They're pretty good against the Elder, and then foods here where we're highly prioritizing the stamina with 2 big hitting stamina foods. Now that we've got the spice racks, that's really helpful for the Elder. Then of course we've got the sausages here to give us some health, because obviously we need a bit of health so we don't die, and we've got some meats here to help us out, including the medium healing meat, which is very useful. The troll armor is pretty good. It's going to help us with our stamina, and there's no movement bonus and stuff like that. So basically that's the whole point. We get high stamina and then try and stay away from the Elder and just keep shooting him and dodging his attacks rather than getting into like a one-on-one fight. Here we are, guys, the morning of the fight, and to be honest, the Elder fight, I'm not predicting that this is going to be too much of an issue. I don't want to jinx myself, but I should be alright with this. Obviously it's hardcore mode, so the Elder's going to be a little bit more difficult than fighting him in just normal Valheim, but even so I think we'll be okay. Now technically I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to give a load of drama right here and say, oh, this is the bit, we could die here, guys, this is hardcore mode, we could die. But you know, I don't ever really do that sort of stuff, and I'm not going to start now. So quick sweep of the area, just having a look around here, seeing if there's any mobs for us to like kill before we get started, because that's the last thing I want to have to worry about is like 5 or 6 grey dwarfs while I'm trying to fight the Elder. So I've got my campfire ready here, and that's going to be our first attack, and then we're just going to go right onto the bows from there, and hopefully that'll take us the whole way through. A little bit nervous is my honest thing, but hopefully this will all be right. So let's give it a go. Okay, there he is. He's coming in. Right, he's coming over here. We can see all these things coming over here. So we want to get this down like this somewhere. Where is he? Yep, he's there. There he is. Okay. Okay, so apparently that didn't do any damage whatsoever, our fireplaces. I really thought they would. You know what, we could probably use Ep3 while we're here as well, so every time we run, we're using less of our stamina. That's probably a good plan. So when he does this attack, we're not too worried at all. We just stand behind here until it stops, and then we shoot him. And you can see here we're getting a reasonable amount of damage with each shot. Like, not a lot, but not terrible for a boss. What's he up to now? All right, he's bringing his roots out. All right, oh, we don't like these things. We want to get away from them, and I want to make sure as well that I don't die to these campfires, you know, set myself on fire, so let's actually get rid of those a second. You see my stamina's doing pretty good here, although as I'm saying that, I'm about to have to do a lot of running. That's when it gets me, because if I've been doing a bit of shooting first, it gets a bit hairy. Really with the Elder, I think patience is the biggest thing. If you fight this guy patiently, get over there, oh yeah, then you should be alright. You let your stamina regen up when you need to, you run when you need to, but just always have plenty of stamina in reserve. You know when he's doing that attack, you're going to be alright for a minute, and you can just shoot him for a bit, and then you save up your stamina after that. Okay, interesting. There's roots behind me. There's roots over there. Okay, I feel really quite trapped right now. I'm going to go right through the middle here. This is the best bet. Let's go over here. Okay, quick shot. He's got the roots coming up. We need to get through these roots and over here somewhere. All right, behind the pillar. Oh, okay. This is annoying because we're a bit close to that root. I think we're just about far enough away from him. I think we're okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Okay, the root just hit me right out into the Elder's attack there. That was not good. Oh, okay, we only just that. All right, that got a little bit scary right there. We did take some damage there. I mean, I wouldn't expect to fight the Elder and take 0 damage at all through the fight, so I guess that was only a matter of time. But yeah, it just took me a bit by surprise more than anything. I'm going to take that grade off down while I can as well. Try and focus on him. Because the thing is, great off, he can hit me into the roots. Oh, jeez. Or into the Elder's attacks. Okay. All right, where are we here? Okay, we're good. We're pretty good. Let's see if we can take this dude out. There we go, he's dead. Keep going at the Elder now. Okay, let's run over to this one. I think we're going to be safe here. He's only got a little bit of health left. We should get him pretty soon, guys. Okay, next hit should do it. Next hit, let's go, and boom, he's done. I told you guys. Told you I wasn't worried. Why would Kaiser be worried? Come on now. So yeah, there we go, guys. The Elder is done, which was what I really wanted to get done in today's episode, because it really sets us up nicely for the next episode, which I'm going to talk about in just a sec. But there we go. We got our Elder drops, being, of course, the Elder Trophy and the Swamp Crypt Key, which is going to let us get a lot more iron very quickly and very easily compared to what I've been doing. So probably one of the nicest things about defeating any boss is when you get to attach their trophy to the spawn point, and then of course we can use that ability for the rest of our game. If you'd like to see me take on the swamp in the next episode, then please do subscribe, and if you'd like to see this series from the very start, then click the video on screen now.